If you're building apps in Oracle Apex, you already know that a ton of the magic happens on the client side, right in the user's browser. But are you really squeezing all the power out of the Apex JavaScript APIs? Well, in this explainer, we're going to cut right through the noise and give you a super practical guide to mastering the Apex JavaScript framework, from the basic concepts all the way to some pro-level tricks.
Okay, so here's our game plan. First, we're going to get the lay of the land with the Apex.js landscape, just to make sure we're all on the same page. Then we'll get practical and talk about where your code should live and how to integrate it the right way. After that, we'll dive into making it all run lightning fast with some optimization tips. And finally, we'll tackle a real-world problem: how to handle all that legacy code. Let's do this.
First things first, before we even think about writing a single line of code, we've got to understand the terrain. You know, there are three main components that make up the entire Apex JavaScript world, and believe me, getting this foundation right from the start changes everything.
So, at the very top, we have something called a namespace. Now, the easiest way to think about this is like having a perfectly organized set of folders for your code. The main one in Apex is just called Apex. Everything is tucked neatly inside that Apex object, which is awesome because it prevents your code from clashing with any other JavaScript libraries you might be using. It's what keeps things from turning into a total mess.
And within that main namespace, these are the toolkits you're going to be reaching for all the time. Seriously, you need to call something on the server without a full-page refresh? Boom! Apex Server is your friend. Need to grab or change an item's value on the fly? You'll be using apex.item. Each one of these gives you a specific set of tools to build those really slick, dynamic user experiences.
Now, beyond those namespaces, you're going to hear about two other key things: interfaces and widgets. Think of it like this. The widget is the car itself, that powerful component, like an interactive grid or a tree. The interface, on the other hand, is like the steering wheel and the pedals. It's how you actually control that specific car on your page. You use the interface to tell the widget what to do.
Okay, so you've written some brilliant JavaScript. Now what? Where in the world do you actually put it inside your Apex app? This isn't the Wild West, You can't just drop code anywhere. Apex has very specific, approved spots to make sure everything loads correctly and is actually easy to maintain later.
Apex gives you a bunch of these official homes for your code, and each one has a purpose. You might put a quick script in the page-level attributes, or if it's something you need everywhere, you'll put it in shared components. Choosing the right spot is really the first big step toward building a clean, organized app that you and your teammates won't hate working on 6 months from now.
But look, knowing where to put your code is only half the battle. The real secret sauce is in how you integrate it. Honestly, getting this next part right is what separates a good Apex developer from a great one.
This right here is the golden rule, the core best practice. Always, always separate your JavaScript logic from your HTML markup. The modern professional way is to put your code in external .js files and just link to them. That old way of doing things, sticking on-click handlers right in the HTML or dropping raw script tags into regions, that is a guaranteed recipe for a maintenance nightmare. Just don't do it. And hey, don't just take my word for it. The official Apex documentation is super clear about this. Following this one simple rule keeps your logic clean, your HTML readable, and it will save you from so many headaches down the road.
Okay, so now your code is clean, it's organized, and it's in the right place. Let's make it fast. Every single byte counts when it comes to page load times, and we can slash our JavaScript file sizes with a little bit of magic called minification.
And the best part is, Apex makes this whole process incredibly easy. This simple 4-step flow is really the key to shaving seconds off your load times. You just write your code, create a compressed version, upload both of them, and then let Apex do all the heavy lifting for you with a special little token. So, this is the crucial part, this little substitution token, #MIN. When you reference your file like this, Apex basically becomes your smart assistant. See, when you're in debug mode, it loads the full, readable source code so you can troubleshoot easily. But when a real user runs the app in production, Apex automatically serves up that tiny, minified version. It's truly the best of both worlds, and it's built right in. All right, for our last section, let's talk about something we all run into: the real world. What do you do when you inherit an older application and it's just full of outdated JavaScript? Well, Apex actually gives us a clear and structured path to modernize it.
Apex really helps us out here by bundling all those older, deprecated functions into separate files, like legacy.js. Now, why does that matter? Well, it means any new app you create starts off lean and mean without all that old baggage. For your existing apps, you can choose to include these files to keep things from breaking while you work on upgrading the code.
So here's your roadmap for migration. First, you turn on that legacy setting so the app still works. Then, you methodically hunt down and replace all that old code with shiny new modern API calls. And once you're confident it's all gone, you just uncheck that box. Your application will be faster, lighter, and ready for whatever future Apex upgrades come your way.
So let's wrap this all up. When you truly understand the Apex JavaScript landscape and you follow these best practices for integration, for optimization, and for maintenance, you're doing way more than just writing code that works right now. You are engineering robust, professional, and future-proof Apex applications. You're building something that is truly built to last.